This podcast is sponsored by Ramp. Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's corporate cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now, get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/easy. Ramp.com/easy. ramp.com/easy.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Thought a lot about the Who this weekend with the Travis Scott tragedy in Houston.
Oh, that was so awful.
8 people dying at his concert. He's a hip-hop rapper guy. Has a festival each year, and just a tragedy there with a bunch of kids getting killed. But you remember the Who in 1979, Cincinnati. People trying to get into the venue and got crushed up against the doors there in Cincinnati. 11 kids died in that thing. It was horrible.
It was just terrible. It took the band a long time to get over that too.
Still haunts you, so you got to wonder what that does to an artist. It definitely just the terror.
Well, he's been cited for inciting a riot at his shows before.
Right.
In telling people to ignore the security and stuff like that. I mean.
His shows are.
He was inciting a riot, and it happened.
It was not if, it was when. I went to a Travis Scott show in Chicago. This is inside at the United Center there. And look, I saw Pearl Jam in the heyday. We've all seen crazy mosh pits and whatever. I've never seen anything quite like that energy from, like, take the music aside, but just the energy inside the building. It was scary, and I think that is the attraction for a lot of people who go to his shows. So you're right, this was inevitable.
Yeah, and now I'm nervous because my daughter's going to Boogie with a Hoodie.
Right.
This Saturday, and I'm nervous about it.
Right. It's crazy. And that, you think about that Great White Fire. I was thinking about rock. That was 100 people.
100 people
died at the station in Warwick, Rhode Island.
That was just awful.
So sad on that one. But I was thinking about the Who. I remember how that shook the band, shook all of us.
Yeah.
I went to his show. They played Buffalo. They continued to play. They did a show in Buffalo in '79, and then I saw them 2 nights later in Philly at the Spectrum, 2 nights after the Cincinnati thing.
Jeez,
and they were letting people into the Spectrum, which holds 20,000 people, about 5 people at a time.
Yeah, I was surprised that they kept going.
Yeah.
I would have been like,
It was a weird show because it was still 2 nights after.
That's just too fresh for me, like too soon. Like, how can you? But
right. They're out there.
I don't know,
they're
man.
doing it. So who knows? But anyway, that was absolutely tragic in Houston. At the big Astroworld Festival there over the weekend. 646. Painted Black, You Devil. A couple of songs with black in the title. Painted Black and then Black Dog.
Yeah.
Kicking off Led Zeppelin 4, which came out 50 years ago today.
Very strong introduction to that album.
We're going to start with Black Dog.
Yeah. Just setting the tone, everybody.
Man.
This is what we're about.
So we're going to do a track an hour throughout the day. And then at lunchtime, I think we'll just play the album.
Yeah.
Like, think about how many times, we'll play it off vinyl. How many times you just heard that album and you kind of know how each song with those classic albums, like, you're ready for the next song.
Exactly.
Right?
And there's that little space in between.
Right.
And you're like, you're waiting. And so when you listen to it during Classic Lunch, you're going to be like, oh, there's dead air on BLM. Nope. We're playing it from the album. And then at some point, we're going to have to stop the turntable,
right.
turn the album over, cue it up,
Side 2.
do it all over again. And I wonder what condition our copy is in. If it's full of Q-burn and seeds and twigs.
Will be plenty of snap, crackle, and pop today at lunchtime. Zep 4. Let's all just kick back and listen to an album. Who does that on the radio anymore? Nobody. Noontime today. Patriots 24-6. Look at this. 3 in a row, winning record.
Play fake to Hubbard. Bootleg to the near side for Donovan. Under pressure. Tosses the ball. Intercepted by J.C. Jackson. Goodbye. To the 40. To the 50. Down the middle of the field to the 40. To the 30. To the 20. He is end zone bound. Pick 6. Touchdown. Patriots.
Yes. Our Bob Socci with the call. J.C. Jackson with the 88-yard pick 6. He also had another one. Defense strong. Running game strong. 21. Great win for the Pats. 24-6 is your final. Second place to the Bills, who surprisingly lost yesterday. The Bills are in first place at 5-3. We're 5-4 in second place. We still have 2 games with the Bills. You're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah.
Wow.
Telling you there's a chance.
Great game. Pats have Cleveland back at home. They won yesterday. They're also 5-4. It's getting interesting, getting fun. First time Pats have had 3 in a row since 2019. Bruins have the Senators tomorrow, Celtics later in the week. Aaron Rodgers was getting ripped on by Terry Bradshaw and other people over the yesterday. I don't know if you saw any of that, but he did.
SNL too.
He did not play, and the Packers lost. So I don't know about all that stuff. This is interesting. This is kind of fun. Bills and the Jags played yesterday. Thank you, Jags, for beating the Bills. And for the first time ever, surprisingly, this hasn't happened before, 2 guys with the same name, a guy named Josh Allen, sacked the quarterback named Josh Allen.
That's crazy.
Allen hit from behind, and there it is, a sack for Josh Allen against Josh Allen.
With the news of that horrible tragedy in Houston at a Travis Scott show, the Astroworld Festival. Astroworld used to be like a big, I used to go there as a kid. We lived in Houston. It was like a big amusement park.
That's wild. And now it's a concert venue.
No, it's just a spot. But Travis Scott did a album called Astroworld.
That's right.
And he does it kind of, it's like, does it there.
Like an homage to it, because that was a part of his childhood experience.
Exactly.
That's what it was. Okay.
So when you hear Astroworld, it used to be across the street from the Astrodome, and it was there in the 70s and 80s. But, of course, you think about The Who, 1979 in Cincinnati, when 11 people died at a concert.
I can't even.
And, they were just all smashed trying to get in to the show. This thing in Houston, though, was horrible. Stop the show. Yeah. Unbelievable. 8 people dying at this concert, and people in the crowd who were nurses ended up, doing EMT stuff.
Right.
Oh my God!
And there are all kinds of rumors swirling around things that happened.
Yeah,
we'll go into it, but it's going to be a big investigation.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Live Nation put it on, but I've been to a Travis Scott show with my kids, and in where were we, in Chicago at the United Center. And look, I've been in mosh pits. I've seen Pearl Jam in their heyday when that was just crazy.
Yeah.
But this show, I've never seen anything like it. It was really, really crazy, and it was like that. It was very dangerous. You could just see it. We were way up. I'm like, I'm not going down there. But you could just. I think that's part of the allure to go to his show. And he's incited. He's been arrested before, right?
He has, for inciting a riot at his shows.
So I don't know.
Telling the crowd to, ignore security, and it was really,
right.
This isn't a surprise,
right?
This was an eventuality.
Have you ever been in a crowd like that at a concert or whatever?
You know what? I don't like crowds like that. Like, that's why I loved my '80s shows. I felt like they were just, they were just fun.
Right.
But then when the '90s came in mosh pits and stuff, I did not enjoy that energy. I don't enjoy that energy. I don't like feeling that danger.
Right. That's what going to his show was like. Like that was, and it was like, whoa.
Yeah,
I've never
like that
seen
feeling
anything
at all.
like that. It was the energy that was just like, wow, it was crazy. So anyway, tragic. You think about 11 at the Who, 8 folks dying at this Travis Scott show. You think about that Great White Fire in Warwick.
How many? It was 110, was it?
100 people died
100.
at
Oh,
that
my
fire
God.
in 2003. Unbelievable. So sad. And just, you've been to concerts. Maybe you've been in that situation before where it's a little too scary.
Yeah.
So you can kind of feel it. We've
Now
seen
I'm
it
like
before.
so nervous too because I'm finally letting my 15-year-old, well, she's almost 16, go to a show.
Right.
And she's going to see Boogie with a hoodie.
Right.
And now I'm nervous about letting her go.
Right. No mosh pits.
I'm nervous because I'm not going to be inside with her.
Right.
And, you can tell your group, all right, you don't go up by the front. Don't try to get to the stage.
I was that guy, and I went right up to the front.
And, they're gonna try it anyway.
Sure.
I'm just so nervous now.
7:53. Hey, Sublime.
Does anybody remember when Kiss came to Augusta in 76?
What happened?
And there was 500 screaming fans in front of the doors all wearing makeup.
Yeah.
I was working at the Civic Center at the time, and people rushed the doors so hard that they ripped one of the doors right off the hinges.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been in that situation before at a Kiss show in the 70s. That's funny. In Philly, and we were those kids on the right on the door, and there was a girl next to me. I was telling Celeste this a second ago. There's a girl next to me. I don't know. We're all 17, right? And her feet are off the ground, dude. We're so smushed up together. Her feet are off the ground.
Being carried in by people being pushed in there.
It was so scary. So what happened with that situation? You guys, what do you do? Do you open the doors? How did you manage that?
They spread it out with more people to try to get them to stop doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
And when the door came off the hinges, it landed on my steel-toe boots and crushed the steel on my boots.
Wow.
Man.
They knocked the door down. That's so scary. Are you a beautiful day out there? Made even more beautiful by a 24-6 victory for your New England Patriots.
Hoyer again drops to the knee on the final play of this Week 9 matchup as the Patriots come into Charlotte and they beat the Panthers soundly 24-6. A terrific performance overall by the Patriots defense.
Yes, Bob Socci with the call on WBLM. We got Bob on the line, brought to you by Moms, your premier dealership for all your power sports needs with locations in Groveton and Gorham, New Hampshire. Bob Socci joined. Bob, you're telling me there's a chance. You're telling me there's a chance, man. This is awesome.
Yes, and it's neither dumb nor dumber to say that it's more than 1 in a million, I think, at this point, Herb. The percentage is increasing for the Patriots' playoff possibilities. And certainly, they're playing better, obviously, with 3 straight wins. I think a pretty dominating performance yesterday, despite a lot of mistakes early on. And we're seeing now that in the AFC, Tennessee continues to roll even without Derrick Henry. It's pretty wide open.
Yeah, great game yesterday. Are you starting to see an identity form for this team now, Bob, with all the ups and downs?
Yeah, I think they're really showing themselves to be a real physical, tough football team. Now, yesterday they sustained some injuries at running back, obviously, with Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Harris in that order, going down to head injuries. And you certainly hope that they're both okay today and going forward for this Sunday versus Cleveland. But I think what we saw yesterday against a very physical football team and a good defense from Carolina is that the Patriots matched that toughness. Yeah. And on defense, too, obviously they continue to cause problems for Sam Darnold, who panicked and certainly lacked composure. But I think, the quarterback's ahead of them, Baker Mayfield on Sunday, they're going to be a tough defense to solve. And I think part of that is the physicality they're bringing now. They're really starting to gel.
Yeah, it's fun. You said a kind of a home away from home crowd again. A lot of Patriots fans in Charlotte yesterday?
Herb, it's unreal.
Really?
And traveling down there, because we flew commercially on Saturday, the plane was packed with Patriot fans. Last night the airport was overrun with Patriots fans. And when you hear the team, when we see the team come out for warm-ups, you hear the reaction. The Panthers come out and there's a smattering of applause and a lot of music. And then the Patriots players come out, including, just the punter, place kicker, and the long snapper. It's the first guys to emerge from the locker room, and you hear this roar from the crowd. And that's been the case each of the last 2 weeks. And then when they've gone off the field at the end of the game, by that point in time, both against the Chargers and the Panthers, with the outcome no longer in doubt, a lot of the home fans leave. And so the people that stick around are the Patriots fans.
Yeah.
And you hear the team come off to this really wonderful round of applause, standing ovation, and the players really reacting to it, and a number of them commenting on it on social media.
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice to be home against Cleveland. It'll certainly be loud. And I'm sure you'll be happy to be home after a couple weeks of travel. Bob Socci, driving the kids to school. As always, man, thank you so much.
Hey guys, time to get in on the action for the biggest moments in basketball with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections, place your entry, and win up to 100 times your money. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.